If you saw flames rising into the sky at night, in the middle of a desert, what would you think? As you journey through a sea of sand stretching thousands of kilometers, what would the piercing crimson light in the darkness remind you of? Is it possible for a fire to burn endlessly, never going out for over 50 years? And most importantly, will this fire ever cease, or will it live on, immortalized in humanity's memory? In the heart of Turkmenistan, right in the center of the Karakum desert near the village of Darvaza, the door to hell seems to answer all these questions. This immense burning pit, mixing with the desert's scorching heat by day and lighting up the sky by night, has become a symbol of one of the most fascinating encounters between humanity and nature. The Karakum Desert is one of Central Asia's largest deserts. Covering an area of 350,000 square kilometers, it constitutes most of Turkmenistan's territory. The desert is known for its sand dunes, salt flats, and rich underground natural gas reserves. The door to hell is, in fact, a dramatic window opening onto these reserves. With a diameter exceeding 70 meters and a depth greater than 20 meters, the crater resembles a volcano's mouth at first glance. Yet, the source of the fire is not magma, but methane leaking directly from the underground gas reserves. In the early 1970s, the Soviet Union was experiencing one of its periods of greatest energy need. Turkmenistan's abundant hydrocarbon resources were a big hope for Moscow. In 1971, while searching for gas in the heart of Karakum, geologists encountered the unexpected. Drilling machinery hit an underground void, causing the ground to collapse, creating a massive crater, and releasing a significant amount of methane gas to the surface. The gas was both toxic and flammable, prompting engineers to act quickly to eliminate the danger. The solution was simple: set the gas on fire. Calculations indicated the gas would burn out in a few days, but nature defied human predictions. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and now, more than half a century later, the crater is still burning. The secret of this endless blaze lies in methane. Colorless, odorless, and lighter than air, it combusts into carbon dioxide and water vapor. Since the amount of underground reserves is unknown, it's also unclear how much longer the crater will burn. Some say decades, others believe it might last even longer. The emergence of the crater left a deep mark on the local Turkmen population. The flames suddenly appearing and rising toward the sky in the middle of the desert were perceived as a supernatural sign. The people named it the door to hell. Over time, this name became widely used not just locally but worldwide. In Turkmen culture, fire is both sacred and dangerous, a protective, purifying, but also punishing force. Thus, the crater became not only a geographic phenomenon, but also a cultural and mythological symbol. Over the years, the door to hell began to attract tourists. Though Turkmenistan is a closed country, the crater's fame crossed borders. Thousands of travelers set out to witness this extraordinary sight in the heart of the Karakum. Especially at night, the dance of the flames merging with countless stars creates a mesmerizing image. For campers, this moment becomes an unforgettable experience. Images shared online and in documentaries boost the crater's allure even further. However, this fire is not just a visual spectacle, it also presents an alarming environmental reality. The constant burning releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere incessantly. This situation is often referenced symbolically in global warming and climate change debates. A small man-made mistake has left nature with a burden lasting decades. Although there is not much vegetation in the desert, differences in temperature and gas emissions have affected the lives of small creatures. Insects and rodents have had to adapt to new conditions. For this reason, Turkmenistan's government has considered closing the crater. In 2010, the then-president called for its extinction, citing both environmental harm and the waste of valuable natural gas. A similar call was made in 2022. Yet due to the complex connection between the crater and the underground gas reserves, attempts to shut it down failed. Any intervention could trigger a larger environmental disaster. Thus, despite all efforts, the door to hell continues to burn. Today, this fire has become both a scientific and cultural symbol. It's featured in documentaries and is among the world's most terrifying yet impressive tourist attractions. For some, it represents the fury of nature. For others, the mistakes of humanity. For scientists, it's a unique research area, providing valuable data on the nature of gas reserves the environmental effects of continuous combustion, and human-nature interactions. The crater's future, however, remains uncertain. It might suddenly extinguish one day, or continue burning for decades more. If it goes out, Turkmenistan will lose a major tourist attraction, but environmentally, it would be a positive development. If it continues, the door to hell will persist as a lesson written by nature with fire. For this very reason, the door to hell is one of the most striking examples of humanity's relationship with nature. A small engineering decision led to unforeseen consequences, and nature has carried on with this mistake on its own path. Once again, humanity has learned that it cannot control everything buried deep underground. The endless flames of the crater remind us both of the power and the limitations of science. Even today, the flames rising into the sky in the Karakum desert evoke both human courage and the might of nature. Whether this fire will die out in the future is unknown. But one thing is certain. The door to hell is an immortal story written by nature, sparked from human mistakes. And the slogan echoing at the end of this story sums up all its meaning. Door to hell, the spark of human error, the endless fire of nature. For more of this fascinating story, don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. What does the door to hell mean to you? I'm waiting for your comments. Like, subscribe, and comment.